When my father passed, I thought the hardest part would be learning to live without him. I was wrong. The real fracture came from the man I'd promised forever. I'm Lauren Caldwell, 36. For a long time, I truly believed I had it all. A fulfilling job, a seemingly devoted husband, and a father who was the bedrock of my world. After my mother died when I was 20, Dad became my everything, my mentor, my protector, the voice I trusted more than my own. He founded Caldwell West, turned it from nothing into a powerhouse. 8 years ago, I met Andrew at a marketing summit in Chicago. He was the headline, speaker, smooth, magnetic, in control. I fell fast. 2 years later, we married. My father walked me down the aisle, tears clinging to his lashes. And Andrew's mother, Evelyn, wore her disapproval like couture. Cold, polished, and impossible to miss. She never hid her distaste. I once overheard her mutter at the rehearsal dinner, "She's pleasant, but she doesn't exactly scream, CEO, wife." I tried. God, I tried. Sent gifts. Hosted dinners. Offered warmth. She gave me frostbite. Time passed. Then came the diagnosis. Cancer. Swift and merciless. Within 4 months, my father was gone. At his funeral, Evelyn arrived fashionably, late, shades on, emotions off, and left before the eulogies ended. Andrew stayed busy coordinating details, but emotionally, absent. The next morning, I got a call from Dad's attorney. A simple meeting, I thought. A few accounts, maybe some property. What I walked into was something else entirely. Attorney, OS, Lauren, your father left you everything. The business, the estate, the entire portfolio. After deductions, it's valued at just over $35 million. My hands shook. My mind blanked. $35 million. It didn't feel like a windfall. It felt like a goodbye in legal form. That night, I sat on the couch. Pages of inheritance details scattered. In front of me, like puzzle pieces, Andrew came home, glanced down, let out a low whistle. Drew, so it's true. It's all yours. I nodded, still numb. Lauren, yeah. I didn't realize it was this much. He smiled, but it didn't reach his eyes. There was something else there. Calculation. Andrew, well, we should talk plans, investments, maybe get that Aspen house you liked. And of course, figure out how much goes to Mom. I looked at him, blinking. Lauren, come again. Andrew Weavelin. She's family. Half seems fair, right? I laughed. Dry. Bitter. Thought he was joking. He wasn't. Lauren, Andrew. This isn't lottery money. It's my father's legacy. Why would I hand half to your mother, Andrew, condescendingly calm? Because she raised me. Alone. She's been through hell. It's just the right thing. And in that moment, something inside me shifted. The man beside me wasn't my partner. He was a stranger, measuring my grief in dollar signs. Lauren, she never liked my dad. Didn't even stay through his funeral. She hasn't called me once since he died. Andrew. Voice rising. That's just how she is. Not good with feelings, but she cares. You think you're the only one who lost someone? You're acting like some greedy heiress overnight. Greedy? That word. Sliced deeper than he knew. I stood. No rage. Just silence. Loreni needs some air. As I walked out, he muttered, Andrew unreal. I didn't sleep that night. His words looped in my mind like static. Greedy. Selfish. But this wasn't about money. It was about how fast he pivoted. How little he seemed to care that I just buried the man who raised me. My father once told me, grief doesn't alter people. It unmasked them. He was right. The next day, Andrew acted like nothing happened, poured my coffee, kissed my cheek, made idle chatter. I smiled, but inside, something had sealed shut. Later that afternoon, my phone rang. Evelyn. I hesitated, then picked up. Evelyn. Phone. Lauren, darling. Andrew told me the news. Your father was a genius. I'm just so proud of you. I didn't say a word. I knew what was coming. Evelyn counted. Anyway, I thought, now that you're managing that kind of capital, maybe we could sit down, talk numbers. I have a few. I stopped reacting. I started recording. When someone circles your life with greedy hands, you don't argue. You lock the gates. Int, kitchen, morning. Evelyn reappeared like a storm, disguised as a breeze, arms full of croissants and condescension. Evelyn thought, I'd drop these by. Maybe we can sit down, look at numbers, investments, something that keeps your father's memory active. I didn't blink. Lauren, me father, didn't leave behind a portfolio. He left me responsibility, and I don't share that with opportunists dressed in family titles. Her smile evaporated. She looked at Andrew for support. He looked at the floor. That night, the footage showed her again, inside my locked office, rifling through drawers like she lived there, like she owned something. I downloaded the clip, labeled it, and sent it directly to both of my attorneys. The response was immediate. Lawyer, text. It's time. We filed for legal separation. No announcement, no fireworks. Just clean, calculated precision. Then I shut down every shared account. Not out of revenge, but protection. Andrew would discover it the next day, when his card was declined over lunch. His voice on the phone was fury wrapped in disbelief. Andrew, you froze our money. Laura, no. I protected mine. Andrew, you're punishing me for something I didn't do. Lauren, you let her do it. That's the same thing. He went silent, then hung up. No defense, no denial. That night, I slept. For the first time in weeks, I didn't feel cornered. I felt clean, empty, free. I had mourned my father. Now, I was done mourning a marriage that had died long before him. Ideas, real estate, investment opportunities, maybe a new home for me. Andrew flipped the switch overnight. From distant to suddenly attentive, flowers appeared one evening, a home-cooked meal the next. His first in over a year. I've been reflecting, he said as we ate. Maybe we started off on the wrong foot. Losing your dad, sorting the estate, planning ahead. It's been tough. I watched him carefully. This wasn't about healing. It was calculated. He wanted me vulnerable. Guard down, forgiving. Forgetting all he and his mother had schemed. When he proposed a vacation, I declined. Too much at work, I said. He accepted it silently, though irritation flickered behind his eyes. The following morning, my laptop was slightly shifted. I always closed it completely. Checking the login records, I found 2 failed password attempts, and the webcam had activated during the night. I confronted Andrew, probably a glitch. He shrugged casually. I stayed silent, changed every password, and followed my lawyer's advice. Collect everything, every phrase, every shift in attitude, every attempt to manipulate me out of my inheritance. I kept a detailed log, recorded conversations discreetly, saved video backups, because when I left, I'd have undeniable proof. 3 days after the laptop breach, Andrew dropped the act. No more gifts, no more meals, only silence and a looming presence. As if he knew something was slipping away, but didn't know how to stop it. Meanwhile, Evelyn grew fearless. One morning, I found her in my kitchen, barefoot, loosely wrapped in a robe, sipping my coffee like she belonged there. "Emma," she said, voice syrupy with false warmth, "we need to talk." "You need to leave," I replied coldly. She smiled, unfazed. "I just want to protect you. You're under stress. Don't let grief make you make a poor financial choice." I laughed, sharp and bitter. "You mean like refusing to hand millions over to a woman who hasn't worked in years and calls me greedy behind my back?" Her eyes sharpened. "Watch yourself, Lauren. Making enemies in your own home isn't smart." I stepped closer, voice low and firm. "This isn't your house. Neither is the money. Leave now or I'll call the police." She rose slowly, eyes burning. "Women like you always crack eventually." I didn't flinch. Watched her go, locked the door, then called my attorney. "It's time," I said. "Let's proceed." We began divorce proceedings, quietly and methodically. Thanks to my father's foresight, half the inheritance was already shielded in a trust. The rest? Still up for grabs, unless I acted fast. That evening, I invited Andrew to meet me at a cafe. Neutral ground, public, controlled. I arrived early, chose a corner seat with a full view. In my bag, a leather folder. In my pocket, a USB drive. Inside, divorce documents and a mountain of proof. Videos, audio recordings, emails, screenshots, including one clip of Evelyn rifling through my desk. Andrew arrived late by 5 minutes. Business casual, fake grin. "Hey, Lauren," he said, sliding into the seat. "What's this about?" I set the envelope on the table. "What's this?" he asked, eyes narrowing. "Divorce papers," I said. He blinked, stunned. "Wait, you're serious?" "Absolutely," he scoffed. "You're ending this over money?" "No," I said, locking eyes with him. "I'm ending it over betrayal. Over watching you and your mother exploit my father's death for your gain." His face hardened. He reached for the folder. I pulled it back. "There's a USB too. Give it to your lawyer. It holds proof. Your mom's snooping. Your hacking attempts. Recordings you won't want aired in court." His color drained. "You planned this," he whispered. "No," I said. "You did." "I'm just responding." He said nothing after that. I stood, slid the folder into my bag, and looked at him one last time. Goodbye, Andrew. Then I walked out into the cool morning light. For the first time in weeks, I felt free. This wasn't revenge fueled by anger. It was revenge born from clarity, control, and self-worth. Sometimes, the strongest move is to walk away. If you've ever left someone who didn't appreciate you, you're not alone. Share your story below, like, and subscribe for more tales of resilience and empowerment.